So I actually found 3 books that I was really interested in. So yeah, I've got 3 of those, but we'll start with the new releases and the new books that I got. But before we'll start into that, I wanted to show you, because I'm so excited, the new book chains, like bookmark chains I made, because they're so cute. I ordered some new, what's the word? I ordered some new charms, and they came when I was gone. So I was really excited. So this is the first one that I made. I kind of made a mistake with these charms because this, hang on, there's a cowboy hat charm. It is huge. It's so big and it kind of doesn't mix up with the other like tiny ones. So I probably, like, I don't know, it was a set of 2, like I got another one that's so big and it was kind of annoying. Anyway, I paired it with the little cowboy boot, and it's not really my favourite. The other thing I made is a really simple one, and I think it's like very cute and it's a simplicity here. And it's just this one with this little heart. Another charm I kind of wanted to Chestnut Springs series, you'd be very, very familiar with the name Eden. So, I'm excited. I'll read the blurb, but if you want like 0 spoilers, because obviously it kind of spoils couples that are, you know, in Chestnut Springs, and the Chestnut Springs series, and it may spoil a couple you would not know in the first book of this particular series either. So you might wanna skip ahead. I met Violet Eaton online. What happened between us in our chats was meant to stay anonymous and in the past, until it didn't. It's a small world, but Ruby Creek is even smaller. When I move to the tiny town, the grumpy facade I've created slips. When Violet and I are forced to live under the same roof. Every time her eyes flare with heat, the ice I've encased myself in melts. She has me wanting things I can't want, things I don't deserve. But my invisible wounds have the power to turn us both. As a former soldier, I should have the discipline to walk away, but the more I open up to Violet, the more I want to keep her. I came back from the war a different man, but my scars are older and deeper than anyone knows, and I plan to keep that. I plan to keep it that way. I planned to keep my secrets hidden until her. So this copy is a little smaller than the ones I have from her, but I'm not sure if that's just the publishing or if the story is a little shorter. But anyhow, I'm really excited. I'm planning to read the Gold Rush range books. There's 4. So I don't know, it's just giving me 4 vibes. But yeah, okay, so the next release, and I mean, you know, we were just exactly there, is Elsie Silver's Wild Eyes, that just released on like one of the first days of September, but I just got it now. Anyway, I've actually on my holiday read and finished Wild Love, which is the first book in the Rose Hill series. So there's Gold Rush Ranch is the first one, then we have Chestnut Springs, and then this is the newest series. And I'm so excited for this release. I had a hunch the entire time I was reading Wild Love who the next series, or the next book is going to be about, and I'm very happy that I was correct. And I am very, very, very excited to read this, so I'm probably going to jump in to this book the second I finished my current reads, so very excited. Again, I'll read the back if you don't want any spoilers. Like, jump ahead, okay? A rugged mountain town seemed like the perfect escape from a life in shambles until she ran into the world's hottest single dad. As a chart-topping country singer with a recent streak of bad press, it's hard for Skylar Stone to find any peace, but she finds it in Rose Hill, with a little boy and a little girl who steal her heart just as thoroughly as their dad, Weston Belmont. The man is a shameless flirt. He oozes confidence and masculinity in a way that's downright was before he made ice hockey captain, as well as landing himself in a difficult class with his least favourite professor. Thankfully, it's then that Harry meets Hayley, a fellow junior who he immediately befriends. Academic pressure has never been a struggle for Hayley, but as an introverted people pleaser with a tendency to overcommit herself, she can't help but offer to help Henry pass his class. In turn, he offers to help make college life a little more inspiring. Just the thing she needs as an aspiring novelist. Failure isn't an option for either of them, but that doesn't mean there isn't a little room for destruction. The current light situation, I apologise. We've been getting very weird weather in Germany as of late, but I don't know, I'm so excited about this book. I can't even tell you. Just the cover alone is so stunning. She's such a cutie, like she's gorgeous. And so is he. The funny thing is, I know a couple of their friends of me and my friends, and they look exactly like this. It's crazy, actually. Anyway, Henry, I was talking about baby names with my boyfriend the other day. Like, don't worry, not planned nor currently pregnant, but Henry is like one of my actual top baby names for boys. So this book better not ruin it. Alright, but let's continue. The next book I got is like half a new release. It's a bit old at this point, but it's a novel love story by Ashley Poston. And if you're like a reoccurring viewer of my channel, you know how often I've like talked about this book, but I promised myself to not get this book until I've read and I've enjoyed The 7-Year Slip, and I am very happy to tell you guys that I've read and that I've really enjoyed The 7-Year Slip. So I immediately ordered this book, and I am so excited because the idea of the book was it's amazing. I don't know, it's my favourite thing. I have saved this book for so long. I like found it on Goodreads randomly, and then later on noticed that it was the 7-Year Slip author. So I'm incredibly excited I finally have this copy. Okay. Love is stranger than fiction. Eileen Elsie Merriweather loves to get lost in a good happily ever after. The fictional kind, anyway. Because at least imaginary men don't leave you at the altar. She feels safe in stories, at home in books, which might be why she's so set on going to book club's annual retreat this year. She needs good friends, cheap wine, and a grand romantic gestures, no matter what. When her car unexpectedly breaks down on the way, she finds herself stranded in a quaint town that seems like it's right out of a novel, because it is. This place can't be real, and yet she's here in Ella Lorton, that town from a favourite romance series, where the candy store's honey taffy is always sweet, the local bar's burgers are always a little burnt, and rain always comes in the afternoon. It feels like home. It's perfect and perfectly frozen, trapped in the late author's last unfinished story. Elsie is sure that must be why she's here, to help bring the town to its storybook ending. Except there's a character in Ella Gerritsen, whom she can't place, a grumpy bookstore owner with mint green eyes, an irritatingly sexy mouth, and impeccable taste in novels. And he does not want her finishing this book, which is a problem because Elsie is beginning to think the town's happily ever after just might be intertwined with her own. Now tell me, that isn't the cutest idea for a book ever. Also the cover, gorgeous. So yeah, a lot of new books that I'm incredibly excited for. And now, if you are missing a certain very new, very fall-themed release by Laurie Gilmore, let's say, rest assured, I've ordered it. I've pre-ordered it like months ago, but for whatever reason, my bookstore has not shipped it ever since it came out like 2 weeks ago, and has also still not fulfilled the new shipping date I've gotten. So I'm currently slightly confused, but I'm hoping I'll have it when I'm back from my next holiday, and then we can talk about that book again. But I have one more new book that I want to share with you guys. Again, I apologize for the random light changes. It's just super cloudy and we're going in and out of the sun shining down. So anyway, okay, the next book I have, and I actually found this when I was browsing the bookstore, and then I just could not get it out of my head, and then I had to order it. And this is a very different read to what I have read so far, but actually it's kind of a reread. But I got this edition of Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare, and tell me this isn't absolutely stunning. So I looked into these editions a little bit because I had a few other ones, and it is by Penguin Books, I guess, but it is reeditions of famous William Shakespeare series books, plays, I guess, and they're re-releasing some of his most impactful stories, and the entire line is called Staged, and the entire thought behind it, I think, so what I'm assuming is that they want young people to read classics again, but they're kind of talking about how Shakespeare introduced a lot of tropes that are still present in modern day books, which I thought was so cute. So I think, Romeo and Juliet is presented here as a bit of forbidden love, enemies to lovers, whatever. And yeah, I don't know, it's just really gorgeous. I read English now is way better than it was back then, and I haven't actually reread or read anything else by Shakespeare other than Romeo and Juliet, so I really wanted to have this stunning copy here, maybe do some annotating, and yeah, just reread that story. They also have, maybe I can't remember all of them, but they have Hamlet, they have A Midnight Summer Dream, I can't remember the other ones, which I've obviously never read. As you can imagine, in Germany, I went to school in Germany, we usually read German authors in like German lit class, on literature class. So we read Faust. I feel like that's a very international one. Yeah, and other than that, we read a lot of German authors, because we obviously have a lot of very famous ones of them as well. And in our English class, it's obviously more focused on us actually learning English than us reading like old-timey, like important English classic literature. So I don't know, I'm really excited about these super cute books, because not only am I really interested in reading a few English classics, you know, that are like must reads if you're actually an English person, whether that's from the UK, USA or Australia or Canada or New Zealand or wherever. But yeah, Shakespeare. I also really want to read Wuthering Heights, which I already showed you, because my boyfriend has a copy, and I've been really planning on reading it, but my boyfriend hasn't read it yet, so I don't want to steal his book before you read it. But anyway, I am looking for classical recommendations if you have any, but I wanted to give this a go and, you know, see if if this is just good intentions and then I'm going to procrastinate it, or if I'm actually going to read them and then I said I'm going to buy the rest of the series, because there's 5 more. I don't know if they'll be adding more stories as they go, but yeah, Romeo and Juliet. I'm really excited, because I think everyone knows that Romeo and Juliet plays in Verona, and I've been to Verona multiple times. They actually have a Juliet balcony, or like the Juliet balcony that you can visit. Like, I've been there. I love the movie with, is it Amanda Seyfried? I forgot. But the Letters to Juliet movie, and me and my mom and my dad, we always go to the opera in Verona, and we've seen a few different operas, but unfortunately we've never been able to snag tickets to Romeo and Juliet, which is an opera I would really love to see in Verona. That'd be so cool, but obviously therefore always pretty sold out. But for now, I'll read this book, and like literally, it's gorgeous. So yeah, that is the last book that I actually purchased, and now we'll get to the ones I thrifted / got for free. this was in, so I always loved it. I actually was thinking when I saw this that I need to rewatch the movie, because if I remember correctly, that is also where they met on the set, and I don't know, the movie's just beautiful. But yeah, I was kind of thinking, I love the movie, I'm sure I love the book, and I've actually also never read anything by Nicolas Sparks, who's obviously a very famous writer, so I snagged this, and I'll read you the blurb, because who knows if you still remember. I kind of do, and oh, I love this movie, I really need to rewatch it, but here we go. 17-year-old Veronica, Ronnie Miller's life was turned upside down when her parents divorced and her father moved to Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina. 3 years later, she remains alienated from her parents, particularly her father, until her mother decides it would be in everyone's best interest if she and her brother spent the summer with him. Resentful and rebellious, Ronnie rejects her father's attempt to reach out to her and threatens to return to New York before the summer's end. But soon Ronnie meets Will, the last person she thought she'd ever be attracted to, and finds herself falling for him, opening herself up to the greatest happiness and pain that she has ever known. Eek, I'm like really excited about this book. I kind of felt a connection to it, you know, so I'm excited. And then, like, I'm not 100% sure if I'm just gonna return it back or if I am gonna keep it because it's so random. And then, like, hang on, I'll show you first. So the other book I found is a English copy of New Moon by Stephanie Meyer, which is it the second or was it the third book? It's not helping. Oh, it's the second book. It's the second book in the Twilight saga. And I've read Twilight, I've read it multiple times, but I read it when I was quite young, and I have in fact not read it in English yet. And at some point I reread Harry Potter in English. I reread a few of my favourite books in English if they were previously published in English, because obviously, you know, if you get a book translated, it's usually translated by an entire different person, and they might rewrite certain things, some things get lost in translation. Sometimes really beautiful lyrical writing isn't kind of portrayed like that if it gets translated, so I really loved Twilight when I read it in English. Oh, no, in German. So I've been meaning to reread it in English, and then I found this and I was like, you know, let me take it. But I was looking at getting the other books because I kind of wanted to get the, I don't know, Twilight. As it is I really enjoyed the books. What can I say? I enjoyed the movies. Now they're really cringe. But I saw this meme the other day, or this video, where this girl was like, finally it sounds like Twilight again, like that song. Anyway, and I really felt that, and I was like, maybe now is the time to reread Twilight. So this was perfect. However, why I'm saying that I'm not sure if I'll keep it is this is a pretty beaten up copy, and while that isn't a problem, the box sets of this series is just cheaper than getting the singular box. So I'm thinking I might just get the box set and return this, but So it's actually 2 books, and one is The Secret Lab, and the other one is Deathly Syringes. Like, I'm sorry, this is just the pure translation from German, but I'm not sure if it has like the same person in it. I have no idea. Okay, so what I am like reading here is that The Secret Lab is about Kathy, who finds, oh god, translating on the spot is always so hard. Okay, it's about Kathy who finds proof about an illegal research. And there's like a Dr. Victor Holland who I guess likes her and is trying to protect her, but it's his fault, and now he's trying to protect her because the woman he loves is getting hunted. That was a very weird translation. I have no idea what this book's about. And the other one is, okay, from a mistake during operation, a lady dies, and Dr. Kate Chesney is like presumed to have done it. And when another woman dies, the lawyer David Ransom suspects that Kate is actually innocent and that she could be the next victim. So he's trying to help and protect her. Okay, that was rough, but I usually really enjoy Tess Gerritsen's writing when it's about like a more medical aspect, because she is actually a doctor and then decided to write books instead. But that's what makes her Rosalie Knight's IELTS series so great, because it's very influenced by her medical knowledge, and Rosalie IELTS is a detective and a pathologist, so there's a lot of medical, I don't know, medical evidence, medical talk, and it's very entertaining. I don't know, it's really enjoyable as well. So I'm hoping I'm gonna like these 2 stories. Apparently I wasn't expecting a 2-for-1, but truly that's great for my Goodreads goals, so I'm not complaining at all. I'm on a really good track with my Goodreads goal, so I think I'm doing good, but can never hurt. A little short book can never hurt, truly, especially if it's a crime. Like, I love myself a good fast-paced crime book or thriller. The perfect palate cleanse for me. But that was everything for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. There will be some more videos coming very, very soon. I'm hoping I can pre-film enough again so you won't even notice